All right, everyone. So we're sitting in my 2016 F30 BMW 328i. You guys probably watched my debadging video. If not, I'll link it down. You can go check them out. And the one thing that annoys me about this car is this. And that is the fact that to charge my phone, I need to plug it in. So here's the kit that I bought. Yeah, that's a lot of Chinese words on there. I'm not 100% sure what it says, but it says special vehicle mounted mobile phone wireless charging system. Got it off of Amazon. I'll link you to it. Came in a nice lovely box with a lot of extra packaging. But inside what we have, the charging pad there, and it's got this rubberized thing that goes on top. It makes it so your phone won't slide around, and in theory it fits in right there. There was one part that I didn't show you guys. So this basically, I'd imagine, plugs into your cigarette lighter, intercepts it, creates a little bit of a Y, has its own fuse, and this plugs into this. In order to do this job, you're gonna want some sort of trim tool. What you don't want to do is obviously leave any marks on this. So this is a non-marring tool. I'll link you to where I got this at basically really cheap, like $8–10 for a set. Bunch of different sizes. I'm gonna start with the smallest one and try to see how we get underneath this. Okay, so I figured out the easiest way to get underneath it is from this side. So there you go. I'm under, and just go really slow. You don't want to break any of the clips because they're probably pretty expensive, or this whole thing is probably pretty expensive. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. There's basically this clip, this clip, this clip, this clip, this clip, holding it in. To make sure that you don't scratch the hell out of the side of your console, obviously these things are made out of metal, you should disconnect this plug. So it's really quick, actually quite simple. It's just push down with something and pull it out. I'm not sure if it's because my car's an LCI, but this thing actually came apart. And you can see this trim goes in here and just came apart. So, you know, just go slow. I didn't break any clips, but this thing actually clips down. So you can see the clips here and here. And the only way to get at them was to take off that top trim, this piece, and then push in with a screwdriver, like that. So, you know, just take your time, and then let's unplug this. There we go. And if you're working on a BMW, at some point, you're gonna need some Torx bits. So I recommend you get a set. And let's see. This looks like a T20. So these are T20. And it looks like there's a screw here and a screw there. So now that the screws are out, so it's one here and one here, we're gonna try pick up this assembly, the back. Oh, there we go. Start at the back, move slowly. Use your trim tool, because again, you want to release the clips. You don't want to break the clips. There we go. And there's an electrical connector. Now this is the one that's likely going to connect to the thing that we need. And so there's the one electrical connector at the bottom. I think it does the cigarette lighter. And then there's this other one, very small connector, which, if I had to guess, is going to be some sort of lighting, ambient lighting or something. So let's see how we get that out. Rotate it, turn it around, so so we can see. Well, I feel like I can kind of leave that attached, so we will. All right, so I tried for a while to try to disconnect this wire down here. I think that's the lighting, and it's just not budging, so I'm not going to mess with it. What I did do, though, is I figured out that this thing pops right out. And so what you'll see is that basically this fits in there, and there are already these holes, which are pretty neat. There are already these holes, which are pretty neat. All I'm going to do is thread that wire down and pull it through. And what's interesting is, look, it's got these little tabs that I bet will allow it to clip straight into there. So they actually did do a pretty decent job of designing this. And so, let's just see. Oh, there it is. Positive click. Listen to that. Alright, I'm going to reset the camera a little bit. What came with the kit, as I showed you before, was this little kind of Y wire. And all you're going to do, looks like, is plug that into the bottom of the kit that it comes with. And this, which is, I guess, female, is going to accept our male harness, and it can, so this is male, is going to go right into the wiring. It's actually already part of the car, so you can see that, and pretty cool. It's plug and play, and there's actually not a way to put this in wrong. So if you can see that, it's pretty much keyed, so you probably can't mess it up, but still pay attention. Okay, I'm gonna set you guys down. So, have you guys set down, and here we go. You want to make sure you heard that positive click, because that's going to be kind of important. Now, I could clean up this wiring right now, because I actually know that it's going to plug into the bottom of here, but I'd rather not, just because I want to leave myself some sort of a service loom. So I'm just going to connect that up with the camera again. Remember, I couldn't unplug that one set of wires, so sorry, it's a little awkward. But basically, should be able to tuck everything back into place. And actually, you can see, you guys can't see, I can see, that thing's lit up. So maybe we should try and see if I can charge, which actually kind of concerns me a little bit, because does that mean this thing stays on all the time? So let's see what happens when I put my phone on there. Oh, and look at that, it's charging. So we know the thing works. So let's see. So I electrical taped the wires a little bit just to keep them cleaned up, and what I'm doing right now is I'm pushing down to make sure those clips go back, and then sliding it back, and hopefully this puts it in the right position. And seems like it did. So that's all nice and clipped back together again. And here we are. Everything's in place. This still works. I'll check the cigarette lighter later. Let's figure this little doohickey out. So it's plugged in, and I was able to click that back down, so that's makes me feel a little bit better. Kind of surprised at how that all worked. Don't think I broke anything, but I did did bend a few clips here and there. So let's hope that that didn't create a rattle. Everything seems to be going back together again. All right, so not gonna forget this time, there are 2 screws. Remember these T20s that need to go into place. There's 1. And there's 2. Now I'm still a little bit concerned with the fact that the thing is on. I'm gonna hit the start stop button on my engine. So I don't know if that's gonna stay on all the time, and I am concerned about that because I really don't want to drain my battery. I don't know what the drain amount would be on that car, because it is just lighting up a light, but I don't know if when I lock the car, it'll turn that off. I haven't actually had this car for that long, so I don't really know if things turn off when you lock the car. Just going slow with this screw because for some reason it decided to be a little bit stiff, and I don't want to strip out that little plastic thing that holds it down. So my recommendation with any screw is always start it by hand before you put a tool on it. That's going in a little bit smoother now, so I must have had it kind of cocked sideways or something. And extension would be a little bit nicer than working with this, but I'll make do because I really don't want to get out of the car. Okay. That's pretty secure and actually not really that challenging to get to. So this thing goes back in. Again, I don't know if this is an LCI thing. Then this cover goes around the Sport, Eco Sport, whatever button. And then that clicks down. So we're almost there. Those things are in. I'm gonna figure out how to get this one in again. Again, we're gonna go slow. That clicked in nicely. And the last piece of the puzzle. Plug this bad boy back in. iDrive system. And hopefully push down gently. Remember, these are going into plastic, so you know. There we go. And so, prove it to you guys. It does work.